Welcome back to another episode of Talking Shirt. Today I'm back with Paul. We're basically talking shirt. Mate, how are you? How you been?
Yeah, good, mate. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to make this video. I know a lot of YouTubers out there have done this, but I think we finally stepped up our production levels. So hope you're enjoying this, everyone.
Yeah, we've definitely picked it up a notch. So hopefully everyone enjoys.
I know, and I'm literally wearing my pajama pants right now, so no one can see that. So I'm really happy that this is cropped.
It's the perfect Zoom scenario. A nice shirt with trackies.
I think when we talked about this video, it was something that we wanted to do, but it may have been in some ways rushed. But I think this year's Premier League kits are really easy to depict between 1 and 20, because I don't think there's a really big standing out kit, but there are some nice ones. Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was interesting going through the list and comparing them. There's definitely a few that I sort of thought they're all in the same sort of category, but we'll obviously get to that a bit later on.
Oh, of course. And thank you so much again to everyone watching this. Please make sure you subscribe. We did hit 200 subscribers last week, so it is a milestone for me because I didn't expect 200 people to follow me at all, but it means a lot to those for 200. But I do notice that there is, I think 70% people watching my videos that aren't subscribed. So please, if you are watching this, please subscribe. All right, Paul, let's get straight into it. So what I'll do, I'll name the club. And of course, we're doing this alphabetical order. So Arsenal always technically win the league at the start of the season. They're on the top of the ladder. So starting off with Arsenal, rating out of 5.
I've given these guys a 4 out of 5. I think this year they've done something very nice. That pattern through the red on the shirt, super cool, something very modern. And then they've sort of kept with the classic round neck. And I think they've done something very, very good this year.
Yeah, I agree too. I think when I released the video a couple of days ago for the Arsenal kit, a lot of people agreed with the design elements. And I think what they're trying to do, even with their away kit this year, is element the Highbury sort of history. But again, Adidas does something really good for Arsenal, and that is, it touches onto nostalgia, so it sells well. So I give that a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I think, look, props to them as well. They didn't do a shirt on grass. I know it's obviously Adidas and not Nike, but the shoot they released with was really nice.
It does, and that's another episode we'll do in the future where we basically talk about why promo sort of editorial shoots matter, and I think Arsenal do that really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that really, it's a great shirt. You combine it with a great shoot. I think it's perfect all around for a release.
100%. So definitely see that Arsenal may be a number 1 on our list there. But going next on the ladder or the list is Aston Villa. What are your thoughts on the Villa kit?
I was really impressed with this one. I like a different sponsor. So Kappa obviously isn't as mainstream as the other few, like your Nikes, your Adidas. But this is a really nice kit. It's very clean. And I like the details. I like how, in the image I'm looking at here, obviously the badge it's embroidered, I'm guessing. But it looks like it's quite thick and sort of like a bit of a throwback type of feel for this one. How about yourself?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Kazoo sponsor on that, and even the Everton one, is going to be a bit of a funny edition this year where you get the Kazoo Cup, basically. I don't know if you can see the same sponsor in both the kits, but Aston Villa, look, when it comes to a kit in the Premier League, when they come up against West Ham, it's pretty hard. Even Burnley, when you got that same colorway. So technically, when it comes to those 3 clubs, I look at their kits and I'm like, you need to do something stand above the rest. And I think Aston Villa probably 1 out of the 3, and I give it a 3 out of 5 this year.
Okay, I'll give that one a 4 out of 5.
Easy. Going next is Brighton. And now I'll go first on this one. I love it. I think Brighton, again, the fact that they're with Nike really makes me happy that, out of the top sort of 4 or 5 teams in the Premier League, there's a team like Brighton that has Nike. So I definitely like this, and the collars. So 4 out of 5. And I can't wait to see Lallana wearing a kit that's not Liverpool.
Yeah, look, oh man, this is probably one of the best releases for the year across the world. They've done everything right. They don't have a sponsor that's contradicting to the colors of the team or the shirt. The subtle Nike tick, it works so well. And I think, as you can see, I'm a big sucker for a shirt with a collar. So I think this hits all targets for me.
Yeah, look, I heard rumours that Tom Rogic might sign over there with a swap deal for Celtic and a player from Brighton. So it'd be good to see Rogic in that kit, and even Moy. But I think, collar kit is the best. And I have a diehard Brighton fan that I'm friends with, Noah from Sacramento, and he's bought this kit straight away. So I think a lot of Brighton fans are happy with it, and I can, see why. Did I give it a rating? I think I gave it a 4 out of 5 on that one.
Yep.
Going next is Burnley. Oh, you can go first on this one.
Yeah,
Chop away.
Yeah, I think you know my answer off the top. Look, I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5. Burnley, traditionally, I don't mind Burnley's colourway. Obviously, quite similar to like West Ham and Villa and I just don't think they've done much with this. It's pretty average. The sponsor's really loud. And I'm not a fan of the collar. I'm not sure that cut collar is a bit odd. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, look, again, when it comes to sponsors, I think betting agencies or anything that just does look out of place. I think you'll see it with the Wolves kit. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this kit. I'm definitely not going to give it a 2, but I definitely will give it a 1 point. I know I can't give it a 0. Fulham didn't release the kits as of yet of this video being made, but if Fulham did release a kit, this will be number 20. So this will end up definitely second last release. So I give it a 1 out of 5. Now it's off to your boys. Now, it did look really good when I saw it on the release with Sam Kerr. But what are your thoughts on the Chelsea kit?
Yeah, look, okay. I think at first I wasn't impressed, but I think last year's third kit set the precedence really high for me. So I was expecting something really nice to come out. This is quite basic. I think it's definitely grown on me the more I've seen it and the more I've seen it being used. So I gave this one a 3 out of 5. I wasn't overly impressed. I think I wanted more, especially because of being a Chelsea supporter. I always want to give them a 5 out of 5, but I think 3 we'll have to settle with this year.
Yeah, it's funny. I just looked at my list and I've given teams in the top 10 a 2, and then teams above the top 10, some of them have 3. So I don't know why I gave Chelsea a 2. So I definitely will change that now to a 3 out of 5. But no, I do agree. I think when it comes to design, last year when we went to Japan, we saw the Chelsea kit. I really liked the kit, even the third kit and the second kit. But just not a huge fan of both designs. And I do hope for next year something different. But they're only early days into the Nike tenor. So yeah, again, I'm really excited to see what Chelsea would do. But a 3 out of 5 for me. Off to your neighbours in Crystal Palace. I definitely gave this a 1 because I'm not sure if I sent you the photo, but they got 3 of the same kits, completely the exact same template, different colours.
They definitely lacked creativity in this front, I think.
And it lets me down because Puma made it. I'm really disappointed. I like Puma.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I don't know. I think the line stopping just below the neck has me a bit puzzled. To be honest, I don't know. I'm getting a few sexual connotations from that line. It's a bit odd.
Oh my God. I just think that from a Puma point of view, like I've literally just got the Valencia kit right next to me here to review in next episode. And like, again, with the Dortmund kit, I'll show you now. When you think about Puma's recent designs with Man City, the Dortmund, and even this kit, I got the third kit from Valencia. Just came in today, actually.
Yes, beautiful shirt. Beautiful.
And you think you look at it and you're like, Puma, what are you doing? Why have you let Crystal Palace down? So that again, someone in Crystal Palace's office is definitely going to get a sack for that design, making it 3 of the same thing.
Yeah, that's not a great shirt. Look, I gave that a 2 out of 5 for a reason, and I think that was probably even generous.
I gave it a 1. Stuff him. All right. Look, Everton. I know Everton plays a big part in Aussie history, having Tim Cahill there. So I think they've got a lot of soft spots on football fans, and I'm really happy to see him go to Hummel. Is it Hummel now? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's Hummel. The pitch is quite small.
Yeah, it is
Hummel. See the sponsor. Obviously, yeah, the Kazoo Cup, like you mentioned, it's a nice touch. Look, it's not a bad shirt. I think it's quite basic. I don't mind the shoulders. I think it's something cool. The texture through the shirt's pretty nice too. But I still gave it a 2 out of 5 for a good colorway with lack of inspiration.
Look, again, Hummel, I like the shoulder, the line going down. It's sort of iconic to Hummel's design on their kits. I remember wearing Hummel as a kid at some football team, so it's really just true to their identity. But as a club, I think Everton, they've had a lot of nice kits. My favorite still is a Nike with a large sleeve. You can't really do anything wrong with an Everton kit, but I think this one is nice, so I give it a 3 out of 5.
Not too bad. All right, on to Leeds.
Yeah, well, the new boys into the league, back again.
Yes,
what
welcome back. I'm very excited to have them back in the league, actually. I think we mentioned previously on one of the episodes that, getting big clubs back is amazing. So, yeah, look, I think they've come through with something clean. Again, basic, not overly inventive by the looks of things. And I think this sort of touches on Adidas's template. But I think I gave these guys a 3 out of 5.
Look, there's a lot of nice templates out there. I think Arsenal has the same one as Red Star Paris. And I'm just trying to think of the name. It's in my video coming up. I talked about it. I did a few research on little sort of Adidas templates that they use. And the one that Arsenal and Red Star are using basically only lasted a year. But this one here that Leeds have, it's common to their kit line. And I think Leicester has it as well. And I'm just not a huge fan. Being like, new boys that sort of coming back into the league, you would expect a lot more in a kit, and that sponsor does my head in. The fact that it's so large and just goes across the chest. I would have loved to see a bit more creativity in their home kit. I know in detail it might look better on in hand, but I don't know, from far it looks like something that would be worth about $50 and then chuck a logo on it. Sorry, the sponsor and the club badge, and it's $100. It just doesn't make sense to me.
It looks like a nice training shirt, but that's about it. I can see there is one small detail on there. I'm not sure whereabouts it is on the shirt, but it's like a crest of some sort. That looks kind of cool, but that's probably the best thing about it.
Yeah, I give it a 2. I'm not a huge fan, so sorry, Leeds fans. Off to Leicester again, another Adidas template, and oh my god, that sponsor, really?
Yeah, look, I know they've obviously got the Thailand ties with the family that I think obviously owns them. But again, yeah, look, basic kit. I think I mentioned at the start of the video that there's a lot of kits that are very much the same, and I think this Adidas template is sort of categorized a few of them all in the same boat. So nothing special. Sponsor's probably a bit too big and a bit too loud, but I still gave it a 3 out of 5.
So yeah, like I said, if the Leeds kit had the template that Leicester had, you can see that collarbone. Again, I'll talk about this in the next video, but you would have loved to have seen a bit more creativity in the kit. I love the template of the Leicester kit. I just don't think that a dedicated Leicester fan should be paying $120 Australian dollars for a kit that literally looks like that. Because again, I just don't understand why you would pay that much money for something that just has a sponsor, the manufacturer, and the badge on a kit. So again, I think I'll give this at a 2 out of 5 for me. And now we're off to the next, Liverpool. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, this is another one probably similar to my thoughts on it with Chelsea. How I didn't love it at the start. I think I've got one of my mates, Dylan. Hey, Dylan, is a big Liverpool supporter, and I think I downgraded their rating a little bit purely just to give him a bit of stick. But I gave it a 3 out of 5. I think it's a pretty basic shirt. I thought being champions, they would have tried to do something a little bit more special. Maybe even done some sort of throwback or something to tie in with their last winning team. I think that would have been nice. I'm not too sure if there's any symbolism to the turquoise that's through the neckline and sleeves. But yeah, probably still a little bit too basic for my liking.
Again, I think from the greeny turquoisey colour on the kit, I think it represents the gates or just something close to Liverpool. Again, forgive me if you're a Liverpool supporter and you're watching this. I did do some research for a kit review, so it's just not on my brain right now. But I think, look, when it comes to first-year manufacturer kits, when a new deal comes in, remember that New Balance and Nike had a massive sort of lawsuit going on to try and get this going on. And the fact that COVID happened and New Balance got an extra few weeks with the club, and then Nike had to wait to launch their kit. A lot of leaks happened. So I do see a lot of fans having time to complain about it. But I think it's a great and a good way of saying, hey, look, we're Nike. We're here now. Let's try and do something. So I think you have to start simple. And again, I say this a lot, Man United, when they jumped over to Adidas, it was really nice at the start, really plain. They were trying to do something clean, and then out of nowhere, we just lost them, So I do hope for Liverpool fans' sake that Nike does push the barrier in years to come. I'm not a huge fan of their third kit that got rumoured, but their home kit, I don't mind it. I definitely will give it a 3 out of 5. All right. Noisy neighbours, Man City, not Man United. Let's go City first.
All right, we'll go with City first. All right. Yeah, look, man, this is a belter. They've done very well this year. That pattern design is really nice. I think it suits the shirt, it suits the colours. And yeah, look, City seem to go hard at everything they're doing now with the financial backing that they've got. So yeah, look, I gave them a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, again, another thing with manufacturers like Puma, they're trying to do something different this year, something that inspires them by the city. So we got to see that. I think Nike did that as well with Inter Milan, but with the Puma kit that they did for Man City, not many people understand the whole mosaic piece. If you're just a fan of Manchester, either side, you understand the whole mosaic and the inspirations that's come to City's kits in the past 2 years. But I'm a huge fan of this kit because home kits are really hard to do. And if you can do them in a different way and still have like a 50-50 basis on it, you've done a good job. So I definitely would give this kit a 4 out of 5. I think it's really nice. And that's coming from a United fan. That's up next. So United, I'm gonna straight out say this is a 2 out of 5 for me. I hate this kit.
Wow, really? I'm actually surprised because I didn't give this too bad of a rating. I gave this a 4 out of 5. I actually don't mind it.
Why?
Look, I
It's
know
terrible.
I said all that stuff about Adidas's template kits and being a bit lackluster, but I don't know. There's something about it that I think is clean and it'll look nice, sort of on and off the pitch. I know I can see you, so you're burning of this response. I don't know. Maybe I was too nice because I know you're a United supporter, but look, I actually don't mind it that much.
This kit, not only does it represent other kits that have been made in a similar style, like, for example, the French kit at the World Cup where they have little blue details, but it was also made in blue a couple of years ago as a second kit for United. And now they've just changed it to red. And then they've put this whole spiel or whole motto about being a part of the badge. It's like, no, you're Adidas, you bought a shit and you're creating something just to sell. Like, when you get a kit, they'll be like, buy this kit, it's for the club. It's like, no. You ran out of ideas and you made this terrible kit and you're saying, like, buy it. So I honestly think that they spent a lot more time on the message behind the kit than the actual kit. So I definitely gave it a 2 out of 5.
That's a fair call. I can sense your rage. I think I was feeling similar about Chelsea's when I think it's something about being your club. You want your club to have a 10 out of 10 kit every year, and it's always a bit unfulfilling when it's not that.
Oh, look at when I tell people, home kits need to be a bit more pushing the boundaries and not just the home kit. You can't really change a home kit, that is. Like, you can't go, all right, Liverpool, we're going to make them blue, or Man City, we're going to make them red for the home. But, like, one thing I liked is with Barcelona went to the checkers, the Croatia design, I was like, this is exactly what you do to a home kit. You make people talk about it, like United, you can't really do much. I've got almost every away in third kit, but when it comes to home kits, my favorite ones are always the red ones that just were simple and clean. And I just think Adidas hasn't really found that message because they're always trying to do like that train tracks line. They're trying to do like different variations. I'm just like, just keep it simple, just keep it clean.
I know, I agree 100% actually. It's a club with such a rich history, such a successful history. I don't think the shirt needs to be overcomplicated. It doesn't need to be a funky new design. I think keeping it basic and paying homage to some sort of successful era in the past is enough for them.
Well, that was their last year kit, and that's why I liked it, because they did reference it to I think it was their treble, but again, they had a shit year this year. But again, we'll talk about simple designs and representing the past and the future, but I think Newcastle always had that challenge with going with the stripes, and you see that with Juventus. And again, another video that I'm coming out with the Juventus kit. You can never make a stripes kit look bad, but I think Newcastle fans have always had every year they were like, oh shit, not another kit. Let's see what they'll do now. So what are your thoughts on this year's kit for Newcastle?
Yeah, amazing. Look, I think this is like you said, a striped shirt it's hard to go wrong, but I think the element of the black sleeves makes it it ties in all pretty nicely. And I think the sponsor's really cool too. And props to them. I think them and Wolves both did a release with like a caricature or like art illustration type of thing. Something different, something cool as well. So I gave these guys a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I gave them a 4. And I think when it comes to what we're sort of living through right now with COVID, it was really hard for Newcastle to do something in person for a photo shoot. So they did this little vector and design. So I really like it. And I think their second and third kit, again, Puma's done a good job for them. I like the kit, and I think a lot of Newcastle fans like it. I just hope to see a new sponsor on their shirts. Going off to Sheffield.
Yeah, really nice. I actually really like this kit. This is probably one of the better Adidas shirts, I think, for the season. I think purely because of the colorway, maybe. The color's kind of nice too. But yeah, I think it's quite a nice shirt. So I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I love the sleeves. And I think, again, when it comes to kits and clubs trying to represent different sort of versions of their home kit, Sheffield has probably done stripes multiple times. They're probably sick and tired of doing it in a way that, fans aren't happy about. Like, you see it happen a lot in the Championship with clubs just spewing out kits just to, make their fans happy. And I think Sheffield has gone with a nice Adidas template here, similar to the Leicester one. I love the sleeves on that kit. So I'm a huge fan. I gave this one a 4, funny enough. But off to the other side, Southampton. I'm going to go straight out. I'm not going to say much about this. I'm going to say 2 out of 5. I hate it.
Well, okay, interesting, because I'm in the same boat. I think that horizontal slash is not nice. Getting some AFL vibes or something similar to like Brighton's from last year that I can't remember what the sponsor was, but it was not nice either. I think if it, like I said, less is more in a lot of cases, and I think definitely in this scenario, without the sash, just a nice red shirt, a few white accents would have been cool, and that would have been plenty. But yeah, I gave this a 3 out of 5. I think that was even being generous.
Yeah, off to Tottenham now. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I like a simple Tottenham kit. I think their Under Armour with AIA on it was my favourite, just the blue and the white. But I think this is a simple kit. I love the green kit they've got, so I'm not going to rate that now. But I think for a Tottenham kit, this is a 3 out of 5. I know a lot of fans will like it.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not a fan either. Okay, I'm a Chelsea supporter, so I'm not a fan of it much about Tottenham. But the neckline's cool. I'm not sure what's going on with the shoulders. That kind of confuses me a little bit. But obviously the rest is just white.
And the last three teams here, we've got W's. We've got West Ham, West Brom, and Wolves. First off with West Brom. Bloody hell, this is a terrible. Again, I don't know if you've noticed it, but what West Brom has done and been caught out is they've used the same template and just changed the colours over 3 years. I'm not sure if you've seen that.
Okay, look, I don't pay a great deal of attention to West Brom, so sorry to all the West Brom fans. But I actually kind of like the shirt. I actually gave it a 4 out of 5.
Oh, man. I gave it a 2. Look, again, I've seen a lot of nice West Brom kits. I just don't think this is a good one. So that's all I'm going to say.
That's fair enough. Look, hey, this is the thing about football shirts, right? It's subjective.
Yeah, of course. And I think West Ham kits, again, I think they've done a nice sort of rendition of it. Now, I just think when it comes to football kits, there's so many ways of doing it, but you just keep it simple. And I like how they've gone with the blue and what's the color name? What's the special name? Claret.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna hate me so much. But like the fact that it's, I'm losing my words tonight. But the fact you've got the blue on the red, the claret red, it looks good. If they've gone for the full badge, sort of, when a badge is different colors, it just looks terrible. But the fact that it's all, color-wise fits well. Do you see that?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, that was the only thing I did like about the shirt. The fact that the tones, the colors through the badge and the sponsor match with the shirt. And then the sponsor's not, overly contrasting to what the club's trying to go with.
Controversial to say this, but out of all the betting agencies, I hate add sort of brands on the shirts, just betting agencies, but I really like the Betway design they have on there. I think when it comes to a good graphic, it can still get away with it, but I'm not a huge fan. When we talk about betting companies, the Wolves kit, it's not a bad kit, but that bloody sponsor pisses me off.
Yeah, that sponsor is the only bad thing about this shirt for me. I think I actually quite like it. Their colorway is cool. I don't know, the sponsor just doesn't really do it much justice, and that logo kind of looks like McDonald's inside a soccer ball. So,
oh my God, yes, I agree. I noticed that too when I first saw this.
Yeah, so look, I gave it a 3 out of 5, but I don't know. I've got a soft spot for Wolves. I think maybe it's just because they play that nice football, but yeah, not a great shirt.
Look, when it comes to a club badge, I think the Wolves badge is my favorite because it's a bit more modern. I just think it's so simple. The fact that a club like that, I think even Hull went the opposite. They went a bit more nostalgic last or 2 years ago. But when it comes to a yellow and black kit, yellow and black are by far the best colorway kits. When you've got a strong color like yellow and a secondary color like black, it's really appealing to the eye. That's why a lot of caution signs and everything like that, they use red and white, black and yellow. So roadworks. So I think when it comes to a kit, it's really appealing to the eye. So you can never go wrong with the yellow and black kit. But I think Adidas and the club should have had some sort of communication with the sponsor because it's just awful. It ruins the shirt.
Yeah, no, look, I don't know. I'm not the colorway. Yes, is great, but the sponsor really doesn't do it any favors. I think you look at clubs like say, is it Pumas, like similar colorway, and pulling out great shirts year in year out. I know obviously their big Puma on the front is pretty loud and proud, but
just a bit.
Yeah, but obviously, yeah, that's going into another territory anyway. But yeah, look, I totally agree with you on this front.
Yeah, all right. Let's go now straight to our top 5. So on the screen right now, a lot of you viewers out here will see what Paul and I have chosen in our top 20. Of course, my last one was Fulham because they haven't released a kit as of yet. So I'm sure that's the same as you.
Yep.
Now, when it comes to showing and talking about our top 5, let's start with number 5. What did you choose for number 5?
So I went with Villa for number 5. I think they did really well this season. I think, look, it looks like a really nice quality shirt. And I know, obviously, the top end player versions are obviously always going to be quite good. But the detail that they've put into sort of the necklining, the trimming, and I like that badge is nice and thick too. Nice.
And number 5 for me is, sorry, I lost it here, is, Brighton. I just like the badge. And I think when it comes to not the top 5 teams in the Premier League, I think I'm just happy to see a team like that kit-wise. Really nice. I'm really excited to see their away in third kit. All right, number 4, will say on my end, so I'm just scrolling through my list here, is Newcastle. Again, it's just a simple kit, and I really like the Newcastle kit.
Yeah, look, I went with West Brom, so you're probably going to hate me for that one. I actually got them into the top 5.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, look, I don't mind that design. I still think it's okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Again, everyone's got their own opinions on kits. I'm just like, again, when it comes to West Brom, I just think they should have done a bit more work on their kit coming back into the Premier League. Something's a bit special because, again, they'll be back out and back in, Yo-Yo Club, as we call them.
It's all the West Ham front. You're going to get a bit of stick on the comments for that one.
I hope. If you're a West Brom fan and you're watching this, please say hello. I've never met a West Brom fan in my life.
Especially because you just called them West Ham.
Liverpool, again, it was a tough one for me. I like this kit. I gave them a 3.
Yeah, nice. I think look, Liverpool was a really nice kit, but I wasn't willing to give them that much credit. At 3, I had City. I think City's kit's obviously really nice, and the fact that they paid into that whole mosaic thing is something really cool as well.
That's fair call. Look, I gave City number 2. I just like their kit. Again, as a United fan, I just think I'm going to say this every time I mention City this year. But again, you can't really like your rivals. For example, if Chelsea, you're not going to like Tottenham or Arsenal. But with the kit in the past 2 years, and they've done really well. So I like this. Number 2 for me.
Okay. Look, for number 2, I've got Arsenal. Very close to being number 1. There's probably only one element that's my go-to to make number 1 spot that they missed out on, which was obviously the collar. But yeah, like we said earlier, that design and the effort they put into getting this done is top notch.
Yeah, and for me, number 1 is the Arsenal kit. I just think when it comes to a home kit, they've done really good and just touched on that nostalgic sort of feeling, and they love it. Your thoughts on number 1?
I've gone with Brighton. I think the collar is what makes this shirt for me, and I know in the shoot release that they did, they obviously had the collar with the button done up nice and high. I think, it's very, very cool, very something you can wear out and about. And I think, like I mentioned earlier, I reckon this could probably be up there with some of the best of the year.
That's a big call that you made Brighton number 1. So, good choice. And I put a call out to my friend Daniel D10 to give me his top 3. Or he gave me his top 20, but I'm going to quickly say his top 3 and we can discuss them. He's got number 3, he's got Leeds. Number 2, he's got West Brom, and number 1, he's got Newcastle. And look, the reason why he's chosen those, again, like unlike us, we look at kits in different ways, but to see someone else's opinion, you can see why he chose those kits. I think he just has a simplistic sort of approach to kits, but again, we all have our opinions.
Yeah, correct. Look, hey, I'm glad that I'm not the only person that likes the West Brom kit. But the other 2, look, pretty valid. Leeds, I don't know. Leeds at 3, I think there's a bit more emotion riding on the fact that they're back in the Premier League more so than the kit being nice.
Well, while we're here, I think this episode is going to be a bit longer than expected. But again, to everyone watching, thank you for watching a 50-minute video last time. So we'll definitely want to make you watch 50 minutes this time. I think when it comes to both of us, we are photographers and we've done a lot of sort of commercial stuff in the past. When you release a kit, I really look at the club, putting a little bit effort into their sort of release imagery. And I think looking at the Man City one, it's just so appealing, similar to the Arsenal and even Newcastle. Do you think, and this is a question for you and of course the viewers, you can answer this in the comments below, but do you think that when a kit is released, it really matters on the release and how it's released?
Look, personally, I think it's make or break. Obviously, we're probably a bit of a biased opinion because we work in that field. I feel like, if it's footy headlines that's releasing the shirt on the grass, fine, who cares? It's just it's purely there to read and to get excited about the actual release. That's when you want these to come in. So that's when you see stuff like the City shoot, which I'm assuming was done by Victoria Hayden, is incredible. That's, like the shoot itself, portraiture, nice lighting, and even the stuff out in the streets, the urban sort of style is, incredible. She's done such a good job.
Yeah, look, when it comes to the photo shoots, I think Man United really did a shit job this year. The second kit was in a bus, like literally a bus. And I think to myself, like, if I pitched this idea to my client, they'd laugh at me. Like, why do you want to do a photo shoot in a bus? And I look at all the photo shoots, like the fact that Leicester City got 2 players in a studio just doing shuckers. I'm like, oh my God, like, come on. I know it's really hard to get these athletes to do photo shoots, but look what Liverpool did. They got Henderson, a few of the youngsters, and they shot that. The whole shoot wasn't half film, half digital, but like, it just really appeals to someone like me who really likes the aesthetic of imagery. And again, I think it really is a make or break, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's this, you know, this is advertising, right? This is one of those things. You want something that sells you this shirt. So for me, like, you know, I'm a Chelsea supporter, right? So seeing those, the Photoshop versions of the shirt, obviously they got released much like long before this shirt actually was used, so they couldn't obviously take photos of it.
Of course.
I don't think it does it much justice because it just doesn't look right. I think they've got to leave those sort of things to the transfer rumor type of people. You know, when they say, oh, Kai Havertz is going to Chelsea, and then they Photoshop like a shirt on him. Yeah. That's fine. Do that. That's you know, that's a news article. This is your representation of the club. I think it needs to be something that's like, you know, done properly, done kind of cool. And you know what? Like, you know, I guess everyone has their own opinion on what looks good. Like, you know, you compare Everton's shoot to say Arsenal's. Everton's is cool. Like it's lit really nicely and, you know, photoshopped onto like a background and whatever. And then you've got Arsenal's is just a straight out cracker shoot. Like they've done everything right there.
It's funny how you said it's lit really well. Like when we look at images or like the promo, we're like, yeah, it was 2 soft boxes. It was 1 image on the left. It was 1 image on the right. And now I look at the Crystal Palace shoot and I'm like, what do they just make all 3 players do? Look to your left and laugh. You know, it's just... To us, it does play a big part. And I think when you talk about the editing, I have had some of my images in the past get re-edited for Melbourne City kit launches when they were with City. And like, again, it really depends on who Photoshops the kits. And I can see like that Sam Kerr kit. I remember that image. She's in a Matilda's kit. And the fact that they photoshopped it with the Chelsea, like they've done a really good job to get looking as good. But I have seen some really bad. They look like they're floating on the person. So I understand what you're talking about. So it really depends on who's editing. Definitely.
Look, credit where credit's due. I think we both know how difficult that task is.
Oh man,
it's not an easy job to get it, but that's why I think it's probably not necessary. I think you're better off shooting it in private and doing whatever you can to keep that under wraps before it gets released.
Yeah, and look again. Arsenal, like you mentioned, some of the images may be simple and plain in that sort of headline or that banner they've made, but the fact that the elements can all work together, this is something, again, I love about football kits or just the marketing. If you're going to release a kit, like you make it look appealing. So that Burnley kit, and that's how it was released, I mean, that's shocking. I don't even talk about the kits like that. But one thing I do want to see in the future that slowly dies down is that Everton style shoot where every player's like standing there like they're ready for war. It's almost like we get it. And this is something that I've seen a lot on Twitter, and I need to like specify this. Like to people out there who collect hits, like there's nothing wrong with a photo shoot. And if someone like Liverpool, Soccer Bible want to do a full-on fashion shoot, like I'm just trying to find the photo on my end, like there's talks about why are people wearing hoodies under kits and stuff like that. I'm like, you can wear a kit however you want, okay? But like, why do people want players standing out there wearing kits like the Crystal Palace? It doesn't look good. It just looks terrible.
Yeah, I think you got to choose the shirt, right? Like, yeah, this is what we were getting at sort of through the review where, you know what, if you did that with the Arsenal shirt, exactly like they did in their campaign, fine, cool, that works, right? Even, to be honest, even the Brighton kit, like if you saw someone wearing that, you can kind of play that into that scenario. But yeah, you got to pick and choose. Like there's the right and wrong shirt to be doing that sort of thing with.
Of course. And again, it's really, really depending on the shirt. I think back in the days, like in the 80s and 90s, when they released kits, it wasn't as important. You know, they would go to the game and they buy a kit and that's it. But it wasn't as glorified as it is now because there's a lot of magazines, there's a lot of publications that want to talk about it. So hence, that's why the photo shoots and the assets exist. Look, is there anything else you want to talk about this before we wrap it up?
No, look, I might do a bit of a plug for something we got coming up soon on the store. We've got a raffle going on. So we've got the Beckham shirt that's there. Sorry, my camera's flipped. There. We're gonna raffle that off. So it's gonna be $10 a ticket. So stay tuned. That's gonna be coming up soon.
Oh, definitely. I know definitely, again, we'll have the links in the description below, but a question I want to put out to followers and anyone watching this, of course, hopefully there's more than one answer, one question. But what are your thoughts on the top 3 kits? If you can answer below, that would be amazing. But I'll definitely put a little call out on my story. But Paul, as always, thank you so much for talking to me, not watching. Yeah, look, I'm really excited to see the Premier League go back in a couple of weeks, seeing some of the home kits. I'm really excited to see what Fulham will release. Any away kits, anything else that you want to mention that you like, we can talk about in the future episodes?
Yeah, I think Arsenal's would be a good one to go through again because I think they've just done really well this year. Even City's done amazing jobs throughout the whole kit. I think they're just they've already released theirs, so they're them and Tottenham as well. I think something to look forward to. And obviously, yeah, it's good not having to wait for the Premier League to kick off again.
I know what a world we live in right now, but I think I made a call. I don't know if we released the Man City kit as of this video, but I said that the Man City second away kit is the best kit this year in the entire world. So that's a big call.
That's a very big call, but I guess that's probably not. That's on par with the Brighton the Brighton shirt, I guess.
Making a top 5. All right, mate. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's always good.
I'll definitely speak to you soon. And of course, to everyone out there, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe below, follow both our pages. And of course, if you want to check out any new kits, please check out the links below to Paul's account and page. Of course, with the Beckham kit being raffled off. And I think I've heard rumors that his cat's going to do the little scrolling to select the winner. So keep an eye on that on his stories. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep safe and I'll see you soon. Bye.